friends, and welcome. I'm Sarah Liz, and I have a hilarious birthday card to share with you today with a slightly snarky sentiment that we're going to make custom for this card. I love it so much. I'm going to show you my supplies. We're starting with the Crafty Pantry box that I love so much, the sprinkled border to create our background. We'll take the cake from the tiny Whisk and Wish die set, the confetti Alphabetti for our sentiment. Backyard barbecue has some flames, so we can set the whole thing on fire. And then there are two stamp sets that coordinate with that Crafty Pantry box. We're going to use the one that is mostly text. It's called Branding Basics. But we're going to get started on our stencil. This is the sprinkled border stencil, and it really has 4 different rows on it, and it's intended to create a multi-layered border, but I'm just going to rotate it and create an entire panel. I have my Clingy Craftmate in the background, holding it all to my glass mat. And then I created a little corner, like a right angle where my stencil is right now. So when I rotate it next time, I can line it up again. It's not super important on this stencil. It wasn't really designed to work like this anyway. But for me, it's just a way of making sure that I get really even distribution of all these tiny little dots. So I am using some Distress Oxide inks. I have spun sugar, and then here we're going to bring in tumbled glass, shaded lilac, and then we'll bring in a yellow down the way as well. I'm using my blending buddies, and I just got blending buddies for my oxides. I have separate brushes for my dye inks and my oxide inks. So I'm really sort of picking up a bunch of ink to get started, but if you'd used them before, you wouldn't need to do quite that much. Once I stencil down a layer of that ink, I wipe it off with my dry cloth. I'm just trying to remove as much as I can so that I'm not cross-contaminating my brushes or my ink pads, but I'm not worried about it getting completely clean. It's not that big a deal. Then I rotate and I lay down the next color. This went really quickly. And then here you can see I'm bringing in squeezed lemonade as well. I wasn't sure. You could do just 2 layers, maybe 3 layers on this one, but I wanted all the colors. I knew I was bringing in some yellow down the line for our card. And so this will just help to tie everything together and kind of warm up the otherwise cool colors I have chosen for this background. I cut that panel out using one of the dies from the Crafty Pantry box, and I'm going to assemble the whole thing on an A2 card base. Mine is top folding, but it wouldn't really matter. You can go with a side folding card if you prefer that. But I want to take that first piece and I'm going to line it up in that top left corner and then along the fold. You can trim off anywhere except the fold and you still have a card, right? So for me, that's always the first piece that I place down. Then I have these 2 large rectangles. I love that you get basically 2 matte layers here. So you could use the die set just for that if you'd like. But I like all the little funny shapes that are in there. It really kind of looks like a traditional cake box you would buy from the store that you can use to dress it up. You should, if nothing else, go to the Trinity website and look at all the samples the team made. They are so creative and inventive. And then Caitlin Anthony, who just joined the Trinity Stamps design team, posted to her channel on Instagram, I think, using this set to create a fun Halloween card recently. It is so versatile and so great. There are layering pieces you can put on the side, and I'm just going to sort of rotate this around. I want to leave myself an even border all the way around. And you can see as I'm adding layers and pieces onto this card, I have 2 corners where you can see that white card base still showing up. That's okay. We're going to clip them off later. It's super easy, but I'm going to go ahead and build everything else first. For me, the more layers of cardstock I have on the card base, the thicker and sturdier it feels, and the easier it is for me to line up my scissors and get a really clean cut. At the top, that layering piece is the sort of tabbed piece of the box. And so I just made sure to line that up with the large, darker teal rectangle. Okay. I have brought in the white pieces that are basically the cake parts of our little mini cake from Tiny Whisk and Wish. And I'm coming in with some little markers that are very similar to the oxide inks that I was using. And I'm just putting little polka dots on there. My lights are so bright in the craft room that those are a little difficult to see, but I promise it's sort of a matching funfetti feel for our cake. Then I cut out the plate that comes in that set from some matte silver cardstock from my stash, and I will lay that down. And then I can put my cake piece sort of laying diagonally on there. It is, honestly, if you try to rotate it any other way, it feels wrong. I was I was worried about getting it lined up correctly, but no big deal. There are some really thin pieces on this cake. Right here, there are two pieces like this. You could do sort of a different flavored crumb coat before you put your yellow frosting on there. But I'm going to do them in the same color. They're white, but they're very thin. So I like to add little lines or dots of glue, and then I tap off the excess glue. I like to use the back of my hand, but you could use a piece of scratch paper or a little silicone mat that you can easily remove that excess glue from. Any of those things would work. Then I'm dry fitting to make sure I'm putting glue on the right piece before I try to set everything down. I'm going to go ahead and put my white fluffy cake layers in there. Can I tell you guys, I don't like chocolate very much. I was at Craft Roulette Live and Carissa Wiley said the same thing. Blew my mind. Nobody ever admits that out loud, so I'm doing it now. I don't really like chocolate. Next, this piece, this die, comes from the Crafty Pantry Box die set. You know this shape. It is very familiar. And we're going to stamp a little sentiment from the Pantry Box branding basics that says just add sprinkles, which I love because we've got sprinkles going on in our background and on our cake. I just used a black pigment ink and I put a little foam pad back there to try to give me a better stamp the first time, right? I could stick it in my MISTI, but that feels like a lot more work. Then I have for the outside, I'd add candles, and there's a butt on the inside. I'll show you. I like to add these using a little squiggle of glue on my craft mat, and then I just tap my pieces into that glue. If you don't like that, you could also use a rip and stick sheet from Trinity. It's a double-sided adhesive sheet, and turn them all into stickers. This is a longer sentiment though, and so for me, it's a little faster to tap them into glue than it is to remove the backing paper from this many letters. I like to start from the middle and then work my way out. It really helps me to keep the spacing and make sure that I get everything centered. So we're just finishing up the sentiment on the front of the card. I'll use my pickup stick. There's a wax tip on the end to sort of pick up that little piece of cardstock. And then I have my little surprise inside little label piece to put up at the top, you guys. Once I have the front panel done, I'm going to bring in my scissors, and I am just going to line up my scissors with the blue cardstock and quickly trim off those two corners, and you would never know that it wasn't like that the whole time. I'm grabbing Backyard Barbecue. This one's a classic. I reach for this all the time for a bunch of different reasons, and it has some flames in it, and there's 2 layers. So I'm gonna put 2 pieces that are each 2 layers together, and we're gonna line this along the bottom edge of the inside of the card. Who do you have in your family that needs a card where you make jokes about having so many candles that everything is gonna start on fire, right? Or the smoke alarm's gonna go off? That's who this card is for. I love it. It's probably my mom at this point. She is just as snarky as I am. So I sort of tucked the 2 together so I can handle it as a single piece, and then I'll put glue all over the back of it and line it up right at the bottom edge of the card. And I can just use my scissors, flip everything over and trim off anything that's peeking out the back side of it. Then, of course, we've got to finish the sentiment on the inside. It says, but I'm no dummy, right? I'd add candles, but I'm no dummy because I like my house standing right where it is. So I'm doing the same thing we were doing before. I'll just show you the sort of quick version of this. I start in the middle and I work my way out. I also like starting with the lower line and ending with the upper line. Just for some reason, for me, it helps me to visualize everything a little bit better. But that is our card complete. We've got great shine from that plate. We've got a funny, snarky sentiment on the inside that I would give to every member of my family, my friends. Let me know who you would give this card to in your family, or if it's you that needs a card like this. I'll show you the card one more time, but thank you all so much for spending your time with me, and I will see you next time.